morning, everybody. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. This is another edition in our webinar series on Brivo. So today is going to be a pretty valuable one today. We're really just going to go over from a high level, what are the necessary components of a Brivo system? What should you be looking out for when you're building a system? And so we're going to go ahead and jump right in. So just some quick introductions. I'm Bryce Brendan. I run the cloud team over here at Alibi. Run a team of dedicated cloud specialists. So as you're ramping up with Brivo or one of our other cloud technologies, you'll likely engage with myself or somebody on my team. We really focus on helping you all the way through the sales process, whether it be live demos, system design, anything you need. Also with me on the call, I've got Dan Katz. He's the VP of Enterprise and Alliances for Brivo. So he's going to provide a lot of value for us today as well. So just a really quick agenda. We're going to start out by going over just some of what Brivo's core technology is and what you're going to really have on every install. We'll go into some of the peripheral technology, things that you will likely be selling on many of your Brivo jobs that aren't a Brivo native piece of hardware. Then we'll talk a little bit about integrations and API. We'll talk about some professional services that are really, tools to enable you to be successful with this product. And then we'll kind of loop it all back to the RMR opportunities around everything that we're going to discuss today. We will have a Q&A section at the end. So as we're going through this, if things pop up, just put it in chat, and then we'll pause at the very end and we'll go through them one by one. And then we will also plug a couple of the upcoming webinars as well. So to kick it off here, when you start looking at Brivo, keep in mind it's an entirely cloud hosted platform, right? So the one of the biggest selling points about Brivo from a design standpoint is the flexibility. So I know a lot of our dealers, a lot of y'all are used to maybe like an Infinia solution where you have a single door controller primarily, and that's what you're going with, right? So Brivo actually has 3 different options for you. They've got the single door controller, which actually has 2 options, right? It's got an all-in-one control panel plus reader. Really nice if you just want to go put something at the door, run a PoE cable to it and be done. That's going to be that ACS 100 on the right-hand side. There also is an option if you don't want the reader built in, but you still want a single door controller. There's an option for that. It's just a little controller. You mount it in a single gang box, and then you can run it to a different reader. So there is an option for that as well. There's also a 2-door controller, the ACS 300 in the middle there. Again, really good for closer to the door. It does have built-in Wi-Fi capabilities as well, so pretty popular option. And then when you get into jobs where you want to centralize a lot of the doors back to like a closet, for example, the 6100 series is going to be your go-to. So the 6100 series, you can get different size chassis to support the door board. So when you look at that picture on the left-hand side, you see a motherboard at the top and then the door boards down beneath it. So each of those door boards can support 2 doors. Each motherboard can support up to 30. And then you can create whatever mix and match that you want, right? So part of Brivo is unlimited scalability. So if you've got a really complex design out there, you can mix and match any of these control panels that you'd like, and the cloud will become kind of the common denominator. Now, when you start looking at readers, the great part about those panels that we were just talking about and the Brivo platform is really if it's a Wiegand or OSTP reader, you can use it with Brivo. Now, you will get some extra capabilities when you do use a Brivo reader. Now, the readers come in different options. They all have the ability to do physical credentials with a key card or a fob. They can do obviously like a keypad if you've got a keypad, and they can also be unlocked using a mobile device, which Dan is going to talk a little bit about on an upcoming slide. So the Brivo readers will also give you Bluetooth unlock functionality with something called the magic button. So you want to remember that. That's an advantage of a Brivo reader. And again, Dan is going to cover that a little bit on an upcoming slide here. So I could cover Brivo Access, but I'm going to kick it to the expert. Dan, you want to cover a little bit about the Brivo Access platform?
Absolutely. So Brivo Access is our platform where the end user is going to log into the system to manage their access control platform. It comes in 3 different versions: standard, professional, and enterprise. Those different versions are self-selected by you as the partner during the install, or if the customer is expanding at any time, you can sell them a higher version by logging into the partner portal and adjusting the version. Brivo Access is a cloud-based access management system platform for really any customer of any size, from distributed enterprise facilities, multifamily residential properties, commercial real estate buildings. It's a unified platform that gives the security automation and elevates employee and tenant experience. And it's an open solution, so we will work with most readers, door strikes, peripherals. The main thing Brivo focuses on is the platform, Brivo Access platform, as well as the door controllers. So it's an open solution, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of those peripheral different third-party devices that connect to Brivo today. Bryce, next slide. So one of the benefits of Brivo is that we have apps. Because we're in the cloud, of course, we have apps, and it's easier for us. It's easy for us to go to market with apps because it's cloud-based. So we have a handful of different apps, and they all are different, and I'm going to walk you through what each of them is. And I'm going to go from left to right. So the first app is your Brivo Mobile Pass app. That app simply for your end user to open a door. You press a button, the door opens. Simple. Every account that you sell gets 5 reusable Brivo Mobile Passes. So the customer can try it out, they can issue a pass, they can revoke the pass, and they can use the 5. I would recommend on every install that you definitely make sure that the people that you're, talking to Brivo about, you make sure that you give them access to this app. People really like it. It makes their life a lot easier. The next app is the Resident Experience app. This is for our multifamily solution, which gives people in apartments the ability to manage their lights, locks, thermostats, etc. The third is the Owner Experience app. That's going to be for the admin that manages the system to actually make changes on the system from their phone, deactivate users, create users. It gives you the ability to manage your system from anywhere as the admin. We have a integrator app for your installs, so log in, add control panels, etc. Makes it easy to do the installs. And then the last is our employee badge with Apple and Google, which gives you the ability to press the phone up to the reader. You want to use the reader that Bryce showed, the Brivo readers on this. The door is going to open and your Apple and Google Wallet are going to pop up in milliseconds. Next slide. We want to just go into the Brivo Mobile Pass app in a little bit more detail and show magic button. So this is what the Brivo Mobile Pass app looks like. When your customer uses this, you're going to put their information into the user experience, into the user interface. You're going to choose what doors they're allowed to go into and when, based off of group permissions. And then you're going to put their email address into the system and press send. They're going to get an email from Brivo saying you've been registered for Brivo Mobile Pass. They're going to download the app. There's a button to press download the app. They're going to hit a button that says add my pass. And then they're going to have this app on their phone where they're, able to open the doors with their phone. That's how seamless the experience is. And now we're looking at the phone. If you have the Bluetooth readers, you press the magic button, the little Brivo symbol, and it'll open the door that they're closest to. And then on the top, you could choose between the different doors. If you don't want to use Bluetooth, you can open the doors remotely. So, but the Bluetooth can be required. So it's customizable. And, it gives the customer the ability to either not have a card or a fob, or have two options. Next, and also you can add widgets. You can add widgets on the phone for this, so you don't have to go into the app. You could stay in your widgets to open the door. The next slide, thanks Bryce, is wireless lock. So we just wanted to talk about Brivo's wireless lock integrations. We've been working on a bunch of projects lately with the Alibi partners, and we just want to make sure that everybody's aware of this, because you know, wireless locks are very prevalent in the access control space, and Brivo has put a lot of effort towards making strong integration with wireless locks. So Allegiant, Assa Abloy, Salto, and then we have Z-Wave integrations with a few different companies, you know, for the apartment automation side of the business. And this wireless lock integration gives you the ability to have, you know, your lock at the door. A lot of the time that lock communicates with a node in the ceiling, which is, you know, communicating with our panels. So, you know, it gives you the ability to deploy wireless locks with Brivo Cloud. And, you know, the customer still gets that same experience in the software. It's just instead of using a wired door, you have a wireless lock. So I'm going to pass this back to Bryce, and appreciate everybody taking the time.
Thank you, Dan. Yeah, and we really wanted to double click on locks and some of the following slides because, you know, once we partnered with Brivo a couple months back and started helping our dealer partners, you know, quote these projects out, there were certainly some, you know, common asks and requests from the customer itself. To Dan's point, locks have been a conversation, you know, part of the conversation on actually more jobs than not. And, you know, we've run into it a lot of the time where, let's say you're doing like a multifamily facility, right? Well, they may have, you know, 300-400 doors, whatever it is. But of those doors, the Brivo doors may only be the common area doors, might only be 40-50 doors, whatever it is. Well, you can still work with some of these other brands, especially like the Allegiant brand has been really popular. And you can provide like a really clean experience, even if every door is not a Brivo door. So we wanted to make sure that we called that out. Kind of on the same theme, intercom has come up very frequently over the past few months. And so we wanted to just make sure that you were all aware that Brivo does have options for intercom through their API partners. And so we've, especially in the multifamily space, we've had, I think, basically every project we've quoted has had an intercom requirement. There are multiple options that have a very clean integration into Brivo. And again, that's one of Brivo's strongest selling points is they're very good at pulling in different types of technology and really making it a smooth experience for the customer and really for you once you go and you do these installs. So you'll hear a couple brands more frequently than others. 2N and My Door View, both are very, very clean, especially for the My Door View solution. Like if you have questions on that or you want to get a demo set up for that, we do have contacts there. So let us know and we can get you connected. Video. So this is, as I'm sure you all know, is a very common request right now. Being able to put access control and video in one place. Part of our partnership with Brivo was achieving this by pairing Brivo's access with our direct camera to cloud platform, Alibi Cloud DS. So what's great about the integration between the two is you don't actually have to change anything about your install from a hardware standpoint. The only thing you actually have to do is install the cameras like you normally would, right? They'll have your cloud account associated to them already. And so what we did is we just made the clouds, the Brivo cloud and the Alibi Cloud DS cloud, talk to each other. So when you go and you want to set this up, it's very minimal on the configuration side. You're literally going to go into Brivo, type in your username and password for your Cloud DS account. It'll go and find all the cameras, and then you just associate them to doors. You can associate up to 6 cameras per door, which is probably overkill, but you can do it if you want. But what's great is you do get that video verification. So if you have somebody who's wanting to investigate certain incidents, or they want to just simply verify the user coming in and out of the door is who they say they are. Or maybe they want to do something like pull up a video feed of somebody that's at a door, verify that it is the person, and then just pulse the door and unlock it right from the video feed. This integration gives you all that functionality. And the big call out here is there's no bridge required. There's no server required for the cameras themselves. Literally all we're doing is we're making the clouds talk. That's it. We mentioned this a little bit. Brivo has many different API partners because they really want to work with as many technologies as they can, right? It's a win for everybody. And when you have a customer that says, hey, I need an access control system and I need it to work with X, Y, and Z, Brivo is going to have an option. Even if they don't have the software by name, they're going to have an apples to apples comparison to what you're looking to sell. And these are just some of the more common ones that come up, kind of broken down by industry. This is by no means a comprehensive list. I would recommend for any of you that want to take a look at the full list, if you just do a quick Google search for Brivo Integration Marketplace, you can see the comprehensive list, and it's broken down by customer vertical. And like I mentioned, I think there's about 90 of them right now. So if you're ever pitching a job that has those requirements, just know you probably have a really good chance of meeting those requirements. And then what's great about this too is a lot of these API partners are actually separate RMR opportunities as well. So take Intercom, for example, right? Not only is it integrated, you're going to provide a ton of value to the customer. You as the integrator now have an additional RMR component just by simply selling a video intercom integrated solution. So good segue right into RMR. So you're going to have RMR for every single Brivo system that you sell. So at minimum, you're going to have the door subscriptions. Every door you sell is going to have a subscription. When you sell the Brivo Mobile Pass that Dan went over previously, that's an RMR opportunity as well for you. So like he mentioned, you get 5 of them on every account. You want to get people using that, okay? Because when they start using it, they fall in love with it pretty quick, and then they're going to come back and they're going to ask for more if they don't get them at the jump, which a lot of people have been doing. But just, I would really encourage you as you're selling these projects and getting your customers trained up, just get them hands-on with it. They're going to want more of them. And then video, right? So we covered this already, but integrated video, that is an RMR opportunity. You can sell storage or retention lengths on the video anywhere from 7 days to 2 years with different, splits, as you would imagine, based on what you sell. But just know you do have an RMR opportunity for that as well. So moving away from the technology a little bit, we wanted to cover some of the kind of structure that we've put in place with Brivo to just support you on this and just make it as smooth as possible. So there are some services that we've set up that are really going to help take the burden off of you from having to be, let's say, like the expert on your first couple installs. So a couple things that we do. Obviously, if you call in and you need some help building a system, that's easy, right? We prefer that at the beginning. We've got enough reps now to where we can really help you shorten the learning curve when it comes to system design. But also, when you think about training, right? Training is extremely important with Brivo. You want to get access to Brivo University 100% if you don't have it already. If you don't have that, please let us know. Get with your account manager. It's 100% free for you and your entire team. It's a complete online platform. You take it at your own pace in a really friendly format. You literally watch a video, then take a quiz. Watch a video, take a quiz. Very clean, and it will make you as close to an expert as you can possibly get in a couple hours. So strongly recommend you get your teams trained up on that. Also, we do have some more customer-facing services that we've set up. So we do have a program where if you have a customer, you sell them the project, you can add a service SKU to that order, which we strongly recommend you do. We can schedule an hour-long training call where the Brivo customer success team will actually train your end user, and they'll actually inform the customer on different ways that we can add value. So they'll inform them about, hey, did you know about Brivo Mobile Pass? You mentioned single sign-on integration. Let's talk about that a little bit. And they'll actually prod and find areas where you can go provide a ton of value to your customer, and again, earn more RMR opportunity for yourself. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody. Would strongly recommend you take advantage of that. Resources wise, we do have a couple things we've stood up. So you want to make sure you have access to these. Again, if you don't, get with your account manager. But we've got certain things like battle cards. So battle cards is saying, hey, why do people buy Brivo? Why is Brivo so successful? And then it breaks it down by industry. Why do schools like Brivo? Why do property management companies like Brivo? It gives you nice, clean talking points that you can use as you're going out in the field. Also, you want to make sure you have the playbook. So the playbook is really your cheat sheet for everything. It covers why Brivo, why is Brivo so good. It shows you how to build different systems based on the door count with different options, because it's very flexible, right? You have a lot of different options, so it'll help you navigate that with exact part numbers, so that when you call your account manager and say, hey, give me a quote for X, Y, and Z, you're going to know exactly what you need, or at least 90% of it, right? And then we've got a lot of resources around building credibility and just making you look really good in the eyes of your customer. So we've got lots of case studies, testimonials, YouTube videos that show off certain aspects of the platform. Just any content that you need, let us know. And if we don't have it, we'll build it. Also, keep in mind, if you haven't gone through the process of getting onboarded yet, do it. It's a very minimal time investment for you. And what you get on the back end of this is a free demo kit. So Brivo will send you a nice pre-configured unit. It's going to have a 2-door controller, a reader, and then also different basically pulses that you can test on the unit itself to basically simulate different access events. So take advantage of that. Again, it's 100% free. Brivo U, we mentioned that already. And then just use the team. Like I mentioned, we at Alibi have a team of cloud specialists that do nothing but cloud all day long. So just use us. We're happy to help. So I'm going to pause briefly. I haven't seen any questions come through. So I'm going to skip on to the next couple slides here. If there are any questions out there, go ahead and pop them in there and we'll circle back. For now, I'm going to go ahead. So what's next? So we're going to continue on with these webinars. As you would imagine, we've got quite a few up and coming. We will do a deep dive on the Brivo Mobile Pass and get a little bit more granular as far as provisioning, a lot of the value around it and why so many people are investing in it. So we're going to do a deep dive on that. We're going to go into multifamily. Multifamily has been coming up very frequently over the past couple months, so we think it's worth doing a deep dive on. And then also we're going to have a Alibi Arsenal session. So this is really going to show you how to take all this really clean content from Brivo and really package it up in a nice way and get it in front of all your customers. Really leveraging some of the marketing tools that we've created for you. And again, we're just trying to make your life easy on getting the message out there because people love Brivo. So we want to get it in front of as many people as we can. I'll say thank you. I have not seen any questions come through. So as you're going through this, just use the team. Everybody's trained up. Everybody's an expert at this point. So just let us know how we can help you. And I'll just thank everybody again for your time. We really appreciate it. And Dan, thank you so much for attending. And I think that's about it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good rest of your week.